Episode 52, Crime Besties. Welcome.
Here we are.
Some said we'd never make it.
Oh, who?
Actually, at some point,
us.
both of us.
Yeah, can you imagine we're back, thinking back to, episode 1 and, just getting the guts to, friggin' speak into the microphone. And now we're at 50.
50. We're a year in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, it was more than a year ago that we recorded that first episode.
It was, yeah.
Paul and now, which I think we had to record twice from memory.
Yes, we did. We had a bit of a technical issue. We didn't have producer Pete on board, I think, at that point. So
I think we're all learning still.
Yes. So, we've come a long way in 50 episodes. Our sound quality's certainly gotten better. So if anyone's discovering us for the first time, please forgive the first, I think it was 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Until we got better equipment. But we did our best. We didn't know what we didn't know.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
that's okay. We live and we learn and we're growing all the time.
We still have those original mics. I like pulling them out every now and then. I like the look of them.
Me too. They are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're okay, but they're not like what we've got now.
Oh, God, no. No, when I go back and, you listen to those original episodes, it's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're not amazing, but, look at us.
I know.
50 episodes in. Oh, love it.
Crazy.
We're recording on a Wednesday night tonight, though, because our bloody kids have a curriculum day on Friday, so we've had to shuffle things around. Oh, the things we do.
Yeah.
The things we do.
But I love the routine we're getting into so much that, I was around at my mum's the other night and she's like, oh, by the way, of course I'll have the kids on Friday for you so you can record.
Oh. Thanks, Pat.
Oh, Patty, but we've already organised. We'd already worked out what we're going to do.
So able to accommodate it another time.
Well, clearly you'll need time to record.
Number one priority. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, we can manage it. We can do this. I mean, we're a little bit dusty and tired after a long day of work, etc. But we're here. And
I was just telling Meg I was woken at 2:45 this morning by a child who I think got cold. When I walked into his room this morning, his blankets were all on the floor. So he came into our bed, but I didn't go back to sleep after he came back in because I thought it was time to get up. But it wasn't. And then I was too awake anyway. So forgive me if if I get
way
too
past
tired.
your bedtime anytime.
It's going to be. It's almost my bedtime actually now. I'm a shocker. Meg's a midnight bedtime gal, aren't you?
I can't do anything different. It just, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I know. I'm a
I
night
don't think
owl.
you're a weirdo. You're a night owl. That's okay.
But the mornings freaking suck.
Yeah, I bet.
I can't handle mornings.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, but fuck off.
See, I wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I'm in bed by 9:30, asleep by 10 pretty much every
9:30
day.
is still halfway through the day. Lunch, anyone?
What do you do that time of night?
Oh, okay. See, by the time I get the kids off and done completely and then do a few tidy up things around the house, it's 9, pushing that 9:30 as it is. That's my time of right, what's a show I want to watch?
Okay.
And I'll watch one of my series I've got going or something.
You know what I'm watching at the moment that's amazing? Sirens. Have you watched it? It's
I
on
haven't.
Netflix. Oh, do yourself a
I have
favour.
heard about it.
It's
I
actually
thought you were going to say something else then.
Oh, what?
Well, it's season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives at the moment. It's
bloody
out.
loving that. Absolutely loving that. And I love the fact that they dumped the entire season in one go.
I was in shock because
Thank you, Bravo.
I didn't know.
Was it Bravo?
Whatever
it is.
One of those.
I feel like it's got Andy Cohen written all over it.
Yeah. I had no idea that there was that it had been released, and I was like, oh, what am I going to watch? And went flicking through, and then went, it's out, and then realized the whole season was there, and I went oh my god,
God's gift.
But at the point, but I got to the final episode.
Oh, I'm not even close yet.
Oh, because I had a weekend without the kids, so I was like, binge this.
Yeah.
And I got to the end, but I didn't think it was the end because cliffhanger. And I'm like,
I hate that.
I'm like, I just assumed, okay, they've released the first 10, there's more to come or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there'll be another one next week. Went there. And then it didn't come, and I was like, oh, no, that's
no. So we have to wait until next year. That is shit.
I'm really annoyed.
That is really shit.
Although I've now stupidly gone down a rabbit hole of the whole Jen and Zach Affleck.
Oh.
And I've been listening to the Viral Files podcast.
It's actually so good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
Okay, so during this season, I flipping around because by the end of this season, I'm actually like, it's her. But I feel for her entirely. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She goes through a real
Tough time. Yep.
But I think she's kind of caused it in her behaviour.
She likes the drama.
Well, I don't know about likes the drama even. I think she lies and she doesn't realise that she's lying.
Yeah.
And I think she gets herself caught up in these things and all of a sudden it's now, but why is everyone
turning on
me? Because you didn't tell the truth.
Yeah.
You've spun things for one person and now you're upset why the other person's like angry with you, but you said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a bit her.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely ingrained misogyny in him 100%.
Well, I think there's ingrained misogyny in the LDS
in the LDS church.
Absolutely.
And so like it is what he's grown up with. And I can see him trying.
He is trying. Well, at least he's trying on camera.
Yeah, but there's in that Vile Files episode, there's some stuff in that he says that I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh, mate.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, he still hasn't he's not all the way there yet.
No.
But, good on him for trying.
Oh, yeah, well, more work to be done.
Yeah. At least he's acknowledged the fact that there is work that needs to be done.
This is true.
I'll give him that. Sorry to everybody who doesn't watch Mormon Housewives.
If you're not, get on it.
I can't believe you don't.
No. Start from season one.
Sirens, I have to say, Julianne Moore. Oh my God, I love her.
Oh, she is great.
And Kevin Bacon, excuse me.
Oh, why have I not been watching
this? It is phenomenal.
Oh, everyone needs a bit of bacon in their life.
Don't we all? I've actually been following him on Instagram. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah. He's good.
He's awesome. Anyway, a couple of recos for everybody.
One day we need to work out our 6 degrees of separation to him.
Oh, we will. Yeah. Oh, that's actually fair. We should probably do that.
Yeah.
That should be a priority before
Pretty
we
sure I've
get
done it
onto
once
researching.
before, but I reckon we can definitely do that.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll make a note of it so that we don't forget.
Please do. Very important.
50th episode. We did put a shout out to everybody to see who they wanted us to cover and what we wanted to do. And we decided to go with something a little lighter than what we normally do because, we've had a lot of doom and gloom over 50 episodes of the previous 49 episodes. So today we're going to be covering the case of Martha Stewart. Oh, I have loved researching this. It's given me life.
Same.
It's actually given me life. As opposed to sometimes when we're researching, I'm like, oh,
it's so hard.
So hard.
Yeah,
but
sometimes you have to walk away.
This has been great. I was telling you this morning, I was in the shower and the kids were in the bathroom with me. And I mean, don't call child protection or anything, but we were listening to some Snoop Dogg and some Dr. Dre, obviously.
Absolutely.
Anyway, it was really good fun. So it's really kind of like reacquainted me into that scene as well. I'm not hating.
You just don't think that you say Martha Stewart and that's what's going to be what you think of next.
Hold on a minute.
It is
How
now.
do they tie in? But if you don't know, we will get to it.
We'll get there.
I have some shout outs before we start. And then
it's been a big week.
It's been a massive week. We have had so much engagement this week. So please, we can't shout out everybody because it is just, it's huge, the amount of messages, the amount of DMs, the amount of likes and comments and everything that we've been getting. We love it. Please, we see everything, even if we don't reply to everything. We try and catch up. I was just catching up just then when we were setting up. But thank you so much because when we see them coming through, it really does motivate us to keep going.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
That means so much to us.
Yeah.
So on that note, I would like to shout out Lauren Pentland and Karen Cardwell. So they both have bought us coffees in the past week. Karen actually asked us to shout out her brother Nick because Nick got her into the podcast.
Have we shouted out Nick before? Is it maybe a different Nick?
I feel like we've shouted out a Nick before, but I'm not sure. I
don't know if it's the same one.
I don't know if it's the same one, but Nick, thanks for sharing the love.
That's
really
exactly what we need to. If everyone shared it with one person that also loves true crime, we might even be able to monetize.
Ooh, that'd be amazing. We also have a shout out. A few other people have actually bought us coffees this week as well. We've had Talia Lee. So Talia is actually the girlfriend, the partner of Peter's best mate. And she wrote that she found our back catalogue, I think, and now she's all caught up and she doesn't know what she's going to listen to.
We're getting a lot of that at the moment. It's like, we're getting there.
So thank you. Thanks, Talia. And Terry Shannon as well bought us a coffee as well. So thank you very much to everybody. It really still blows me away that people are donating to us to enable us to, continue the podcast and really see that value in our work. So thank you to everybody. But in equal measure, we really appreciate comments, likes, all of those things all go towards us growing and doing all of the things that
as you say, it's even just like that, motivation to like,
oh, absolutely.
It totally does help you get along. I mean, every time as I'm like looking at a case and as you say, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
And you get a bit, oh my God, I don't know if I can read any more about this case or whatever. But you're getting the messages at the same time about people who are enjoying what we're doing.
Yeah.
For such a variety of reasons that you're like, no, I've got to keep going.
Yeah,
like we've got to keep doing this.
It's really good fun.
Yeah.
I mean, in a weird way.
Yeah, in a weird way. Well, I mean, it was a weird way. We were out on Saturday night, the two of us, at a show for Dr. Rachel Tolles, who is a psychologist, and she did a show in Melbourne here, Psychology of Serial Killers, that we went and saw. And it was really fascinating. But it was very interesting to like everyone's, it's why are we interested in serial killers and all these sorts of things that was discussed. And it was really interesting to see why. I loved her take on it.
Oh, me too.
That whole, like that we spend so much time as females trying to escape these sorts of, like walking through car parks, etc. That this is our, it's our research to make sure we stay safe.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I think that's really fascinating. But how we just love true crime, and there's so many people that do.
Yeah. Well, so Rachel is a Canadian forensic and criminal psychologist, and she filled Hamer Hall, which is one of our big theatres in Melbourne. And I think they said there were 1,700 people there, and it was amazing. And everyone there was a true crime fan. And sitting in the row in front of us, I don't know if you noticed, but sitting to my right, there were a couple of teenage boys.
Oh, I did see that. Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is actually further reaching than I thought. I didn't really think, but I found her take on serial killers very, very interesting.
Yeah.
She talks about the formula of a serial killer, and she goes into it in a lot of detail, and she said she's publishing or about to publish a book about it, so keep an eye on it. Look at her Instagram. She's got a really good Insta.
She does. Instagram's fantastic.
Yeah, she's really informative, but really engaging as well. So she says there are sort of 9 hallmarks to the making of a serial killer, and all of the serial killers that she studied have all 9 of these hallmarks. So they are genetics or generational trauma, issues from mum, issues from dad, the home life, so moving around, some kind of disruption in the home life of the child, the child's brain aged 3 to 5, and this is where they develop paraphilia, which I found that very fascinating.
Really
I
fascinating.
didn't realise it was so early and in such a short span of time. Like it has to happen within that 3 to 5 age bracket to kind of really cement in.
And when you think about brain growth and development, they are the key years of that sort of thing going on. It's so unbelievable, but and it's so ingrained from that point.
That's it. Brain injury. So she's talking about, injuries from sporting things, from being dropped as a baby,
traumatic
to
births.
traumatic, all of that, like
Could be
oxygen
anything
deprivation at birth, all of those things.
Yeah.
But all of them have a brain injury of some sort.
Yeah.
All of them have been bullied at some point or had trouble making friends. Ages 8 to 11, they have a significant life event or a significant traumatic event.
Yep.
And then hormones.
Hormones.
But look, please follow her. She was awesome. I really enjoyed that night.
And reflecting back on the ones that we have discussed here and looking at those markers, you kind of I kept, because I sat there, I said to you, the question I had was, there'll be an outlier. Like, who's the outlier? I want to know who the outlier is. And but everyone I kept going back over what we've talked about, like, no, that one's not it. No, I can tick all those boxes for that one. And it's pretty crazy.
And for her to say that every serial killer she studied.
She studied way more than
exactly than we would know.
Yeah.
Like that's really fascinating. A couple more shout outs before we move on. There's Emma Pav, Nicole, Rebecca Hillam, and I've got a couple of personal shout outs. So today I bumped into an ex-work colleague of mine named Edwina, and she said she watches us. Oh God, on her TV. Oh my God. So thanks, Win. And
I wave.
Yeah. And also I thought 50th episode, I'll do a shout out to producer Pete.
Well, we shouldn't we? He wouldn't come join us.
No. So we were like, let's talk about our favourite episode over the last 50 or last 49. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that in a sec. But we really wanted producer Pete to come in and tell us what his were.
We can tell him what he
his
said.
was. We can say what he said, but he didn't want to come on camera.
Oh, he said, we're the talent.
Well, he's not wrong.
No.
We'd show him up for sure.
Oh, God, yeah.
Anyway, so his favourites were Snowtown because he said he didn't really know anything about that.
And learnt a lot, yeah.
And learnt a lot.
I think
And then
'cause
we
he's-
went there.
Yeah.
And he
his
got to be in
car
a
was it.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that, liked that.
Yeah.
And then also the Elizabeth Holmes Theranos.
Because you dressed up.
case,
Because
we
he likes
dressed
it when
up.
you dress up.
Oh, gross. Yeah, no, in a black turtleneck and my hair slicked back.
Like The Rock.
Yeah. My heavy gold chains. Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
All right. I need to know
Yeah.
what is or are your favourite episodes that we've done
Okay.
up until
So
now.
similar to producer Pete, I've got a favourite that was the light one, I guess. I really enjoyed doing Melissa Caddick.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that there's still really like this overhanging of like, is she hopping around somewhere like without a foot situation? Like, and even recently, just the other day, someone on TikTok, there was quite a few people all of a sudden randomly started like I had some polls up back then on our TikToks, and we always all of a sudden got some like people putting answers in on the poll, and it was, do you still think she's alive? And I looked at the poll and went, geez, we've now got quite a few people who've commented, who've selected one, and it was like 52, 48%. Like it was like, yeah, it was really interesting that it's really quite split.
Yeah.
Of what people think in terms of whether or not she's
Interesting.
still around or not. So that was, I really enjoyed that. And I mean, pause off. I mean, because you can't listen to the music. Pauses
off,
on.
I just love it.
It's that music.
It's the best.
That really was, yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
But then in terms of it was a really tough case to investigate from that perspective of like doing all that. But at the same time, I was really proud of how we just like put it out there and put more light on it. I felt like a lot of people commented around the fact of like, they hadn't thought about this case in a long time and brought it to the forefront again. I think it was at the Candelise one and Carly and Candelise. I think that was a good
The
episode.
Lost Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a toughie.
I found that one really hard.
Yeah. But I enjoyed what it did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason, in a way. I mean, we're not deluded. We know that we're not, solving the world's problems over here. But one of the things when we talked about starting the podcast was about bringing awareness to cases. And if we can do that, great, because it keeps the memory alive of those people who've been victims or survivors in these situations. And yeah, that's kind of part of the motivation for us in with certain cases in particular.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
What about
favourites?
you?
Well, I've
Yes.
got 3.
Yeah.
So I really liked the Sophie Toscan du Plantier
Yeah.
episode because, I actually really liked the drunk horse anecdote.
Oh, that when you brought that, I was like, oh, this is gold.
And I also really enjoyed researching that one. I mean, she obviously met a very, very tragic end to her life, but I found her life really fascinating, and I didn't know a huge amount about her as a person. I'd heard about the case and I knew roughly about the case, but that was I actually quite enjoyed researching that one. The Beaumont children was another one for me because, again, in Australia, that's one that everybody knows, and to find out more information about it and go a little bit deeper in researching it, I felt like, again, we probably did that justice, and you and I both formed an opinion that you never know, it might actually come to something now. So there's been a little bit of development since we've recorded that. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it was so tragically sad, but still people, as you said before, people commented on it and really liked finding out details that they didn't know previously, because we know those kids went missing. That's about what people know. But
the
to have
detail
more
of it.
detail of it. Yeah.
And the tragedy of what those parents went through. Like, I didn't know all of that side of it. That what transpired for them was really tragic. Yeah.
And then my third was, and this is actually not a very popular episode that we've put out, but I, again, really enjoyed researching it. And it was kind of like from a very different perspective, but it was the Aaron Hernandez episode.
Yeah.
So first of all, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in terms of pictures to look at. So, you know,
You did enjoy
there was
that.
that. Especially that tight shirt with his handcuffs behind him. But it was also the fact of like the CTE that his brain then showed after, you know, after everything kind of went through after he passed away.
Yeah.
And that being an explanation for possibly why things happened. I mean, it's no excuse.
It's not an excuse, but
it's possibly an explanation for what was going on for him. And the more I read about CTE, and it gets referred to a lot now a lot more now in the media.
Rachel Tolles brought it up the
did,
other night.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
yeah.
And you hear about it on the news. You hear about it when, you know, our elite athletes are choosing not to participate
Got to be
in sport
far
anymore.
more research into that side of things in
And
the brain.
also, like, I think about it from a grassroots perspective, being that our kids all play footy and AFL football, which is really rough.
Yes.
And they don't wear helmets. Not that, I mean, we went through all of this in the Aaron Hernandez case, but it worries me because I feel like we don't know what we don't know with that stuff yet. And they're copying little knocks here and there, a lot of weeks. What does that mean? What does that accumulate to? We don't actually know. So, I just found that one a really fascinating one to research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, such different ones. I remember, and Pete also said he liked the Ashley Madison one too.
Yeah, that's another one of ours that didn't has lower views or lower listens.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, it's another lighter one. I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't technically death in that one.
No. Well,
Technically.
there was, but it wasn't like murder. He's like, I like any of the ones that don't involve the murder of children. I'm like, yep, fair.
Yeah. Well,
That's completely fair.
Yeah, completely fair. They are definitely the tough ones.
Yeah.
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 No, so good.
Today's, though, a little lighter.
Today's is a bit fun.
It's a bit fun. All right, let's get going, shall
We're
we?
going to get into it. Yes.
All right. So Martha Helen Stewart was born Martha Helen Costiera on the 3rd of August in 1941. We all know her as an American retail businesswoman, a writer, a TV personality, and a convicted felon. She was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, and was the second of 6 children to her parents, Martha, so her mum was Martha as well, and her father, Edward Costiera. They were both of Polish heritage, and Martha and her siblings were first-generation Americans. Mm-hmm. Both of her parents were very well educated. They were both teachers, and even though they began their careers in that profession, as soon as her mum had children, as was the era, she stopped work and became a homemaker. Mm-hmm. And I mean, with 6 children, as if you'd be able to hold down a full-time job at the same time. No.
Well, I loved Martha's take on that later on because I mean, she only had one child herself, but she did say, like, back then in the day, if you're struggling to look after the children, you just have another one to look after the other children. Like, if only it was that easy.
But I do find that comment really interesting because she was the second eldest.
Yes, so she would have been in that role.
The expectation was that she would take on care of her younger siblings.
Yeah, although her dad saw her as being the most like him and really did take her under his wing a lot. And so she had quite a strong relationship with him. He was a very, very firm person, very strict by the sounds of things.
Mean.
Yeah, and particularly to the other children. But she was his favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she says that because he was an absolute perfectionist.
Yeah.
And she was a perfectionist by nature. That wasn't
perfectly perfect.
Yes. We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And so I guess he saw in her what he liked about himself or what he valued in himself and really took her under his wing. But he also expected perfection of her, but he also then expected perfection of all of his children.
Yeah, Martha was able to rise to that occasion. She was very much, as you said, she was perfect, in every way she could be, and that's how she's lived her entire life in some ways until she was convicted, I guess.
Yeah. She, at the age of 10, she was cooking family meals, and I'm talking like elaborate family meals. Her mum taught her how to cook and sew, and her dad taught her how to garden. and all of those things were very, very important to her.
The gardening thing was interesting, that all the other siblings, they were interviewed in particular when I was looking at, and they all hate gardening now because he was so like belligerent around like how they had to look after the garden, because what they would do is they would grow all, because they weren't wealthy by any means, and they would grow all of their produce, and then what they couldn't grow in their garden they would then trade what they had with others to get other food. So they were very resourceful. But it was so strict on how the kids were to take care of that garden that they all now hate gardening, whereas Martha, oh, does she love to garden?
Did you watch the Netflix documentary about Martha?
Yeah.
About Martha Stewart. It's really worth a watch. It goes for a couple of hours, but it is really worth a watch, because in it you can see how she now, as an 70-odd-year-old woman.
Oh, 80s.
How she treats the people who now tend her garden. Like she treats them the way her father, I'm sure, treated her.
Yeah.
She was telling one of her, I'm going to call him her subordinate, because the way that she spoke to him was just disgusting.
Yeah.
But she was like, you need to trim that back better, and you need to prune that hard. That's got to, survive over the winter. And, this person was just trying to do their best.
Doing their job.
But no, and she says, she's like, I will never turn my back to something.
No.
If I don't think it's right, I will make it right.
And look, I can respect that.
But to be an asshole
I
to
know,
people,
there's certainly
a nice way and a not nice way to do things.
I mean, I'm sure she's got very high turnover of her staff there.
Yeah. What about in the documentary? I know this is probably jumping way far ahead now, but she has a go at one of her sous chefs for using the wrong knife to cut an orange. She's like, you shouldn't be using that little knife. She was using
Who uses a little knife to cut things? You need a big knife.
Yeah, but fully. And then she told the camera to the film team to turn the camera off because she knew she was being an asshole.
She was going to be even more of an asshole.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, Martha, you've been brought up like this, but she's a very interesting personality.
She's very interesting.
I would love to know whether she has a diagnosis.
Nah. Going around undiagnosed, I'd say.
Because she's well, there's certainly nothing out in the open, but you watch that documentary and you think, oh my God.
And that documentary was like, I mean, she fully takes part in that documentary. It's her perspective.
From her perspective.
So, I mean, like, because I was watching it kind of going, there were certain things in that where, and because in my research, I have to admit, it'd go to some places and the information was not accurate. And I'm like, because someone's come in and wiped that information, because you have to go to right places to get the right information on her, because she's far reaching.
And so she's got some
there's
people
some stuff
to support her all the way.
Absolutely. So that documentary, you do have to kind of at points of it kind of go, did you?
Yeah. But did you say that?
But her true colours do shine through too. Yes. So you can watch it and get the whole picture really.
I think so. I think it was very well done.
Yeah.
At 8, so her father then finished teaching and he became a pharmaceutical salesman. And Martha said that he was way too smart for that job. He was bored in that job. He never progressed because it wasn't challenging enough for him, and it was sort of a means to an end. And I mean, the fact that she sees that in him and he was unable to do anything else, I don't know, it was a bit sad.
It's interesting. I wonder whether that's what he told her, and that's him, like, the language coming out of like, I'm better than this, I don't need, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder that's.
But then she feels like she's better than a lot of things too.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a whole attitude. At aged 10, she was babysitting for New York Yankees players' kids.
Yeah.
So they met through neighbours and in the neighbourhood, and she ended up at 10 years of age babysitting children.
Well, particularly, anyway. was it Mickey Mantle?
Yep.
He had 4 boys, and she would babysit them and plan their birthday parties and do all those sorts of things. And I mean, I'm not au fait with the New York Yankees and who the players are, but I have heard of that name.
Yeah, there are a few other names bandied about, and I'm like, I have no idea who that person is. But, she would get paid 50 cents an hour for babysitting back then.
Yes.
They lived across the road from a mum and daughter, and the daughter was quite a successful model.
Yes.
And the mum said to Martha one day, well, you're pretty enough. Do you want me to introduce you to the agency? And she was like, oh, well, yeah, why not? Give it a go. So I think at around aged 15, she became a model. Her first ever television commercial was for Unilever for roll-on deodorant.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It would have been the new fandangled thing.
It was in black and white, the ad, and she is beautiful. She's so gorgeous.
Her modelling photos, that's stunning.
Absolutely stunning. She even modelled, at the age of 15, modelled for Chanel. She was doing luxury brands right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And she thought it was fantastic because she earned $15 an hour.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
Which was a lot of money. And she said she ended up having to give a lot of the money back to her mum to pay for her siblings and just for food because they were really struggling to make ends meet at that time.
But that $15 an hour was a lot of money to be earning. So, I mean, amazing.
Especially at age 15.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
But she did the modelling right through her university days as well. So she did catwalks and things like that, but she did a lot of print magazine and things like as well and adverts. But so it was so varied. She really was able to do it all. And she says like, she wasn't a supermodel. She wasn't to that level, but she certainly did some, as you say, very top-notch brands and the photos are just incredible. I think they're stunning.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
She did a lot of editorials and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
She used her modelling money to supplement her college tuition. So she did get a scholarship to one of the most prestigious schools within Columbia University. And it was a business school, wasn't it?
I know she got her degree in history and
architectural history.
Yeah.
I believe it was like the actual school was like a business type school.
Right.
And she did incredibly well there.
Very well. She's very intelligent.
Very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
She tells a story of one of her classmates at the school would roll up in a Rolls Royce every day with a driver.
Oh, wow.
And this girl, she became sort of acquaintances with, and she ended up coming over to Martha one day and saying, well, I've got a brother and I think you two should go out on a date. Yeah. And so they did. So she, at that time, she went out with Andrew Stewart, his name was.
Yes.
Andy, she called him. And he was actually studying a law degree at Yale at the time. They met and she said she fell in love with him at the first dinner that they had together.
Yeah.
Their first date, he picked her up, she said, in a yellow Mercedes-Benz, and she'd never been in a Mercedes before, so she thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he paid for dinner with a Black American Express credit card. And again, she said, that was unheard of, that only the elite.
So did she fall in love with him or his money?
Well, she said he was very kind. He was the antithesis of her father. So he was gentle, he was kind, he was engaging.
But that's not how her dad was described though, is it?
No.
It's interesting, it's not how she describes Andrew by the end of their marriage.
Not by the end of their marriage, no, but what she's saying is her dad at this time, her dad and Andrew were so at opposite ends.
Oh, right. Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah, they were at opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, right.
So she really fell for his gentle, caring, kind nature.
Yeah, right.
And she loved him hard.
Yeah.
Really, really hard. And she said, well, in that day and age, what were we to do? We'd fallen in love. Of course we got married.
Yeah.
So in July of 1961, that's exactly what they did. They got married and they started their life together. They went on a 6-month honeymoon.
And the honeymoon sounded amazing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, she fell in love again, I think, with doing that too. Fell in love with travel. She fell in love with the cuisine that she was, because America, I mean, even to this day, American food, what their I guess, national food is. It's very quite bland, I guess, in terms of like what European food brings to the table of Italian foods and things like that.
Yeah.
And she paid such close attention to all the French cooks and the Italian cooks and how they were doing everything over there, that she was fascinated by how they presented their foods and how it was all so lush
together.
So
she kept a diary every single day, pretty much every single day of her life, but in particular every single day when they were away on this honeymoon.
Yeah.
And she wrote down everything they ate, how much it cost,
yeah,
and what they did and where they went and everything. It's so detailed. You can see photos of certain pages that she has allowed to be released to the public.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Oh, and she says that, that's when she decided that really in her life, if she could do looking at buildings like that and, and the foods and everything, if she could make a life for herself out of looking and doing those things for the rest of her life, she would lead an incredible life. She would never work a day in her life. She was willing to work as hard as she could to have that in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fascinating. She's a really interesting human being. So they're on their honeymoon, and she was a little bit religious. She doesn't say she was like, all or nothing, but
No.
Andy wasn't at all. And when they were in Italy, she decided to go to the Duomo, and he didn't want to go with her. So she actually went there, and she said she had almost a bit of a transformative experience when she was there. And the grandeur of it. And I mean, I guess, you'd read about it in books, you'd seen photos of it, and she became sort of almost overwhelmed. And the way she talks about it is really fascinating, because she talks about it like it was a transformative day in her life to be in this place.
Yeah.
And she ended up kissing a man. Like, she wanted random.
Yeah.
She wanted to, I don't know, mark the occasion in some way, or make it grand in some way, or memorable or something. And so she decided to, like, Andy's back at the hotel waiting for her.
My new husband.
Yeah. And she's off passion. But she goes, oh, it didn't mean anything.
No.
It didn't mean anything. It was just a kiss. Didn't mean anything.
Really unusual.
Yeah.
Because
But then she says staunchly, I never cheated on Andrew.
No, she doesn't see it as that at all. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, a kiss, okay. A kiss is a kiss. But
why would you want to seek that out? What was on your honeymoon? I don't really understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I couldn't, even though she explained it, and I could feel that she felt that. Like, she really felt the moment.
Like, there was nothing in her that you could say, I don't know. She was very staunch in her idea. No, she was, but of course, that's how. Yeah. Well, why don't you accept that?
Yeah. She's so bloody fascinating.
Yeah.
In 1967, she began working as a stockbroker because her father-in-law was a stockbroker, and she looked at what he did and went, oh, yeah, I reckon I could do that.
Well, he introduced her to some people and said, like, she's a really intelligent woman. Yeah. Take her under your wing. And she did good at it.
Yeah.
For a while, yeah. She was really good. They were very impressed with her. She was, I think she was the only woman in that company that she was working for.
Yeah.
Especially at that, probably plenty of assistants and typists, unfortunately, being women. But as doing the stockbroking, no, like, there weren't women doing that.
Yeah, and she was a mother by that stage too, because on the 27th of September in 1965, their daughter Alexis was born.
Yes.
Lexi, they call her. So she's gone back to work a couple of years later in a brand new career. Like, hats off to her. She was a bit of a trailblazer in that respect, wasn't she?
Oh, definitely.
And she used to go to work in the most beautiful suits. She looked always immaculately presented.
Yes.
She didn't wear a lot of makeup, but she always looked lovely.
Yeah.
Like, really neat and tidy, always dressed beautifully, simple but classy.
Yeah, very classy, for sure.
Andrew founded a publishing house and served as CEO on several boards for other publishing houses. So that ended up becoming his bread and butter, despite the fact that he was a lawyer by trade.
Yes.
And the publishing house that he started was amazing. Like, it grew and grew and grew, and it was an incredibly successful company.
It's one of the biggest in America, I believe. Yeah.
She says, actually, and around this time, they bought a farmhouse in Connecticut.
Yeah.
It was an old farmhouse. It was built in 1805, and it was trash.
Yeah.
Like, it was the worst house on the best street.
So it was on Turkey Hill Road.
Yep.
So later on, this farmhouse, when it was renovated and everything, it was absolutely stunning, and it became known as just Turkey Hill. Like, so it was on Turkey Hill Road, but this place just became Turkey Hill. It's just amazing what they did with it.
It was. Martha really did all of the interior design, decoration. She was basically...
She was in her heaven doing that. That was really what she loved doing.
And it really ignited
she's got
that passion.
The renovating of that house going on, a very young child, and she's a stockbroker. And in the background of all of that, she then let's go back a little bit. The stockbroking, they hit a bit of an issue. She did lose a bit of money, and they did lose a lot of her clients, lost a fair bit of money. Not her fault by any means, it's just the way the stock market goes.
Yeah.
That was something that they purchased, they thought was going to do well, didn't.
Yep.
But she did take that pretty hard of how that occurred. So she did sort of step back from it and sort of want to get out, I think. And that was when she started her next venture it was a model friend of hers, Norma Collier. They met modelling, and they started a catering business by the name of the Uncatered affair.
Yeah.
And I just love this
it.
business model.
Yeah.
They were very smart girls.
Very.
They had literally tapped into such a successful, bit of market here. So it was that time of women, doing that. They were homemakers, meant to be, homemakers and have everything perfect at home, perfect. But they were also supposed to be out of the home working at the same time. So to juggle all of that is it's impossible. So this is where these women would step in. And so these women would have these lavish, dinner parties that they would have for their family and friends and things. And so Martha and her friend would cater these events, but secretly. And so that the women could then present it as if they had done all the hard work, not the catering company, and make out as if, oh, yes, I've just been slaving around the kitchen all day and I still look amazing. And, and I've worked all day, but here you go, here's your 3-course meal that I've just prepared earlier.
And then some.
Oh, it was unbelievable, the lavishness of these things that they would present. And I mean, some of these dinner parties, they started out small, but grew and grew and grew.
They ended up catering an event at the Guggenheim for like 70,000 people. No, 7,000
7,000 people. Yeah, so, the partnership didn't last all that long between the two of them, because what Norma has said is that she was really happy doing the 10, 20, 30 people dinners, whereas Martha wasn't happy unless there was 1,000 guests at the party they were catering.
Yeah,
so
they had different ideas.
Very different ideas of what they were doing, which I look back and go, why can't you do both?
Yeah, have two arms of the business.
Two arms of the same business. Yeah. But apparently Norma walked in on Martha talking to Andrew saying, I should be taking more money because I do more work, which possibly she was if she was wanting to run these 1,000, guest parties, whereas Norma was saying, well, no, I want to do these 20 or 30.
Yeah.
So maybe she was putting in more work, but a partnership's a partnership, and you take on the work you take on, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's it.
Yeah.
I found, their parting of ways, I don't think it was bad.
Oh, I don't think it was amicable either, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. It wasn't catastrophic or anything like that. I guess, being in that friendship would have been pretty awkward.
Yeah. Well, I think, honestly, I think that obviously Norma didn't have the ambition that Martha had. Yeah. I don't know if anyone would have the amount of ambition that Martha had. She'd wear anyone
unequaled.
out. Yeah.
Absolutely unequaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, the business grew and grew and grew, and it really then started to morph into lots of other things.
So one of the a guest at the party who knew Andrew and also Martha said to her one day, well, you should have a cookbook. And at the time she responded, which I think very smart. Again, she's very intelligent. One thing she said was, well, I don't want Andrew's business publishing it.
Yep.
That would be nepotism. She really stepped away and didn't like that idea. But also I'm not ready. She was like, yes, good idea. I've probably already thought of that.
Yeah, she would.
But I'm not ready yet. And so she didn't release her first book for another 12 months after that being suggested to her. But the first book she did release was called Entertaining. It's called Entertaining.
What she said when she was writing that was that she wanted it to not just be a cookbook.
Yeah.
She wanted it to be about the whole experience. So how to set the table nicely, how to do a floral arrangement.
Yeah.
Different kinds of centerpieces and all of those kinds of things. And she wanted also some anecdotes and stories that she'd written. So this really set the stage for what then became a really prolific book writing career.
Yeah. So 1982, she released that book.
Okay.
To this day, she just not long ago released her 100th book.
Unbelievable.
She pretty much released like more than one book a year from then on.
She said at the prime of it, her publisher expected more than one book a year.
Yeah.
It was an expectation. So she released books like Martha Stewart hors d'oeuvres, Martha Stewart Christmas.
Martha Stewart wreaths.
Yeah.
Literally was one of them.
So, at some point, maybe scraping the bottom of the barrel. But she also said that she had so much to say that this is where it morphed into magazines for her and like monthly publications, because I guess a cookbook or a book that you're writing can be quite limited. You've probably got a limited number of pages you're allowed to keep to. There'd be a format that you have to, make sure you're kind of fitting into. Mm-hmm. You've got to keep your publisher happy. But she was like, well, no, I actually have got so many more things that I want to say. Like, she was a blogger before blogging was a thing.
Oh, this is it.
And so she needed a medium to do that. I'm going to start my own magazine. So Time magazine, Time the Time magazine publishing company, took her on and started the Martha Stewart Living magazine. Yep. And she was, you think somebody like Martha Stewart puts their name to something, there'd be ghostwriters. And look, there were a lot of people who contributed monthly to all of the magazines she ended up producing. Yeah. But she was still at the forefront of all of it. She planned them. She wrote articles. She was
on the front cover of pretty much every single one. Yeah.
She guided all of the content because she was an absolute control freak.
Oh, yup.
Absolute control
Just say
freak.
It quietly.
Yeah. Andrew, her husband, said she was controlling and an absolute perfectionist. And she was.
Yeah.
But that led to her success because look at where she was after all that.
This is it. Absolutely.
It was incredible. She obviously was, at this time as well, she was starting to make more and more TV appearances. Her name was becoming a household name.
Yeah.
And all of her homewares and that kind of thing that, she would show in her magazines, people wanted that. They looked at her life and they wanted what she had.
Yeah.
So she then ended up partnering with Kmart. This blew my mind when I heard about this.
Yep.
So she did a deal with Kmart to sell. She did a lot of Manchester homewares and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now Kmart's about a bargain basement type brand,
particularly in America,
especially in America, and especially back then.
Yeah,
Kmart wasn't what it is today.
Well, it's still not in America what it is here. It is very much low level.
But she said she wanted everybody to be able to walk into a home and feel nice about the things that they had.
But she was always picked on a bit, like she never actually bought the stuff, or never, like, not that she have to buy it, but she would never put her stuff in her home.
The highest thread count that the sheets that she sold in Kmart was 250. She'd be 1,000 thread count minimum. On a bad day when all the other linen's in the wash.
Gets.
Yeah. Now, just a few stats on the Kmart because I was really fascinated by the money. Because I'm like, what else would have driven her to go down that path?
Oh, so, of course, money.
In the US alone, 77 million shoppers shopped at Kmart every month.
Oh.
And upon release of her Martha Stewart living range to Kmart, added $70 million to her bottom line. Whoa. So profit, $70 million annually.
Yeah.
Just from putting her shit in Kmart.
So do you know that there was one point where Kmart were going to sell their company, right? And she wanted to buy it. And do you know what her idea was? Was to buy Kmart and rebrand it Kmartha. That's out of her own mouth. I love it. Oh, I'd shop at Kmartha.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her stuff is beautiful.
Oh, this is it.
I actually do have a Martha Stewart photo frame.
Oh, yeah.
I got given it for our wedding, and I've got one of our wedding photos in it, and it's very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful.
I reckon Kmartha for the win.
Oh, yeah. She also, in one of the interviews I was watching, she's loves herself. So.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, oh, tell us. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. She did an interview. This is heading more towards Snoop Dogg territory now, but she was doing one of those late night shows with, I think, Colbert maybe.
Yeah.
And she and Snoop were on there. I think it must have been during COVID because they were both remote, and they had to answer questions. It was like, how well do you know your bestie? And so they said, oh, what's your favorite drink? And Snoop Dogg wrote vodka for Martha.
Right.
And Martha wrote a Martha-tini or a Martha-tini. I'm like, you can't even have a fucking martini. No, it has to be a Martha-tini.
Just a Martha-tini.
And then I Googled it and I'm like, did she make up a drink? But there was no recipe for a Martha-tini. It was just a martini.
Well, Snoop Dogg knows the recipe, obviously.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah. I think it's just a martini.
Like there'd be some spice in that.
So around this time as well, Martha discovered that Andy had been having multiple affairs. Now, her claim is that he was having affairs, she thinks, throughout their whole marriage. He says he didn't, and that he only had an affair after she had an affair, even though she says she never had an affair. But then she also says she did have a relationship with someone.
That's not an affair?
Just not an affair. It was different because she didn't care. Whereas Andy cared. he cared about his
So
girlfriends.
that's a very interesting take
Isn't
on
it?
that.
But she didn't care. She said, I only had an affair. He was a young, very attractive Irish man. I mean, I get that.
Wow.
I do love an Irish accent.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but it wasn't an affair because she didn't care about him.
She didn't care about him. He just looked nice.
Yeah. And it only
she's-
happened once.
Do you know, I love and hate her all at once.
I know. She's such an enigma. She's like, it's conflict.
How do you argue with that?
I don't even know. Well, I don't know.
No.
But she said Andy really cared about the women he had affairs with, and he would buy them things, and he also actually brought a couple of them into their house.
Yeah.
And then he had an affair with one of Martha's. So this lady was Martha's florist. And then she lost her house.
Her personal florist.
Yes, her personal florist. She had a floristry room in her house. Like, this room was probably triple the size of in fact, probably the size of my kitchen.
And it was just all...
It was a giant trough and all, like, thousands of vases along the walls. And...
So your dream.
Oh, it would be, oh my God. I
Yeah.
mean, there are probably a million things I'd want ahead of a floristry room or that I could use that space for. But, like, this is the opulence of the nature. And she had her personal florist who would daily
pick flowers
and rotate the flowers within the house. And anyway, so she came upon a hard time, not quite sure what happened, but she lost her house. And Andy and Martha had several guest cottages on their property.
Several guest cottages.
I wouldn't mind a trot on a guest cottage from Martha. And Martha came home one day. I think she'd been away for business, and she came home and Andy was in bed with the florist in the guest house.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. So needless to say, well, she actually says she wouldn't have divorced him.
No.
No.
But I feel like that was all around perception from other people because, like her whole brand was that she was homemaker, everything perfectly perfect. You can't get divorced and not have your marriage work if you're perfectly perfect.
True.
That's why she didn't want to divorce him.
Yeah.
She fought really hard. She was like, she wrote him letters after letter
the
after
letters
letter.
were
incredible.
incredible.
And the things that she's like, why are we not just working this out? Why are we not? I don't think he wants to.
No, he pushed for the divorce.
Yeah, he was done. I think I think she was awful to him at times.
He says that. He says he has said that publicly. He has said that she was really difficult to live with. Nothing he ever did was good enough.
Well, she was a hard ass. She had a business to run and
on him, like on his back about something.
Yeah.
Apparently, no matter where they went or what they did, he never wore the right clothes. He just couldn't do anything right. And she was always just hyper critical of him.
Yeah. And if you want to get all the dirt on that stuff, there's the Unauthorised Biography that was released.
Yes.
1998. It was called Just Desserts, which I love that. And in that, all the disgruntled ex-employees and all that sort of stuff who saw all this stuff going down between the two of them, they all come out to play in that book.
And they all have very similar accounts of what they saw. Like
it's not like no one's like not one just random person who's a bit disgruntled around their employment or lack thereof now or something.
Yes.
There's many people who've come out and backed stories and things of how awful she was or is to people.
Yeah. Still is to this day.
To this day. But at this time in 1998 when that book was released, like it's, a lot of people. And so I can see this whole marriage situation from both sides. Yeah, I think he wanted out and he was like, come on, like I'll have an affair right in front of your face and then maybe you'll like let me go. And she was, well, no, this is the brand. You can't leave.
But then the what she thought was going to happen or what she thought the fallout was going to be from the breakup of their marriage didn't eventuate. No one gave a shit. Because
we've all moved on. Like as a society, we've moved on from that that's what, you have to be married for this to be perfectly perfect.
Yeah.
So and it wasn't like at that stage, like Lexi was little. She was grown up. She was grown up by then too. Yeah. So like let the marriage go.
I think they were married for 20 something years, 25 years.
Oh, at least they were separated in 1987 and they finally actually divorced in 1990.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were married for a very long time.
They were. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
these
no.
things must come to an end.
That's it.
But she did then start dating a man by the name of Charles Simonye.
Yes.
Oh, well, isn't
Wow.
this an interesting little relationship? So she actually says that she liked men who thought and did, but not men who had feelings.
No, which says a lot.
Says a lot.
She wants to be busy and she needs her man to be busy and she needs to be him to
intelligent.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And be able to keep up with her and keep up with her
Oh,
conversations.
I don't know how anyone could keep up with her.
I don't know either.
No.
She'd be exhausting to be around. She's always got something on the go.
Oh, yeah. Well,
She's
I mean,
kind of a bit manic.
yeah. Their relationship was interesting in that it was never really defined as such, but when they did break up, she did call it her second divorce.
Yes. But the thing is, it wasn't defined and she never sought the definition, but she obviously felt something that he just never gave her what she wanted.
I don't know. I mean, behind closed doors, who knows? But publicly, it was never. They would go everywhere, but they were never official.
Even officially a couple.
No, they were well, not publicly.
Not
yeah,
publicly.
no, like it's. But she's even said like, oh, had many men that I've just never spoken of.
Yeah.
Like, give us the list, Martha.
Yeah, we would love to know. So this Charles Simonye, he was one of the engineers who developed Microsoft Word
Yes,
and
he was-
Microsoft Excel. He was
yeah.
incredibly intelligent, and because of what he had a hand in creating, he was incredibly wealthy. Like Martha was coming up for being really wealthy throughout this time because
Yes.
her magazines were taking off.
The TV show.
TV show. She obviously had her Kmart
Yeah.
brand deal and all of that sort of stuff. So she was doing very well for herself.
Yeah.
He was another level. He had
Yeah.
his own, owned his own private jet.
Yes.
It was another level of filthy wealth, so much
filthy wealth. Yeah. Yeah.
But their relationship was pretty bloody complicated, I think.
Oh,
And
yeah.
with Martha, I don't know what level you would have a connection with her on, to be honest. She was very much about her and about what she thought and about what she wanted. And anyway, so in December of 2001, she had a friend and she met this friend.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Go back one little step.
Yeah.
Because it was in 1997 that that her company. So she had her Margaret Stewart living Omni Media.
Martha Stewart, yep.
So that whole company went public.
Oh, yes.
On the stock exchange. So in 1997, when it did that, that's when she clicked over as being the first ever self-made female billionaire in the US. So that's huge. I mean, she's bigger than anything. She's an absolute powerhouse. And that's past her, her divorce from her husband. This business has continued on and, as we said, it didn't even miss a beat with all that as much as she thought it was going to destroy her. It didn't. Went on to strength and strength. So her company was absolutely flying at this point. So late 90s going into the 2000s, she was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I mean, publicly in terms of every list of every celebrities and things, she was there. any party, she was there.
Yeah.
If no company was, catering or something. So,
yeah. She was on the board of the New York Stock Exchange.
Yes.
And she was on the board of Revlon as well at this time. So very prestigious position.
Yes.
And, that just goes to show the caliber of her business prowess.
Yeah.
She is an incredible businesswoman.
Yes.
Very astute, very switched on. I mean, the way she talks about her life at that time when her company went public, she did the IPO herself. She was just incredible. She learned she's just amazing.
And changed over these generations, these decades that she's been doing this.
Is there anything she can't do?
Oh, no, because what she was talking about recently was because there's so much media of her out, like the magazines, the TV shows, everything, right? So she's talking about now, she wants to do AI, Martha AI, which I'm like, yeah. Imagine what you could put into Martha AI and come out with, because that thing could, you could cook a mean roast and get a great recipe and whatever you want out of that thing. There's the amount of information that Martha Stewart has put out into the world.
Yeah.
Martha AI.
She can be her own little bot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's just she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
She's working on the tech, she's in on it.
Oh, at 80 whatever
Yeah.
years of age.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she just blows my mind.
Yep.
So she's obviously, I mean, the fact that she was a stockbroker,
Hmm.
she's always had shares, traded shares. That's been part of her portfolio, her private portfolio. And, you know, she enlisted the services of a man by the name of Peter Bakanovich, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he was her stockbroker, her
Yep.
personal stockbroker. And she wanted to buy some shares for ImClone. So
Well,
this was
you know
back
how she met the guy for ImClone though?
Sam Waxel.
Yep.
How?
Oh. So Lexi was dating Sam.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yes, that's right. I know, I knew this.
Okay.
He's so old.
Oh, so this I'm talking they're dating like Lexi's 24 and he was 42 or something like that.
Oh, I feel like it was more
It could have
than
been a
that.
bigger
I
gap.
feel like it might have been
48.
42.
Anyway,
It was a big gap.
She was closer in age to his daughters.
Yes.
Than him.
Yes.
Anyway, like it was a big age gap. So they're dating, right? And obviously she then introduces her mum because so at this point Lexi is out and about social scene. She is social eating a bit, right, kind of stuff. She's
Martha Stewart's
done very much,
daughter.
very intelligent. Been to was at university, etc. But in those circles, she was traveling in some high level, wealthy families, etc.
Yeah.
Met Sam Waxel and was dating him. They broke up, but Martha and Sam still hung out
Besties.
a lot. Besties? Do besties sleep together?
Well, not in our case.
Well, been meaning to say.
Yeah, their relationship's really interesting.
Yeah.
They are photographed together a lot.
They've never admitted to having a relationship.
No.
Let's just put
Not
that out
publicly.
there. But the speculation of that
But
relationship.
even in that book you were referring to before, the
Just Desserts.
Yes, Just Desserts. They talk about that, and he was there all the time.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah, I mean they were doing it.
doing it.
Yeah.
Well, totally. So yeah, that's how they met, and they obviously he had his own company, and that was very interesting to her, I bet. But there were other things that she was interested in too.
Yeah. I mean, his company at the time was successful
Mm-hmm.
in that they were developing a drug so they were a biotech company. It's called ImClone, ImClone.
Yeah.
And they were developing a drug called Erbitux, which was a cancer treatment drug. Martha says in one of the documentaries I was watching, she's like, it was going to be a cure for cancer.
Yeah, that's what they believed. That's where they thought it was going.
Yeah. And so it was obviously submitted after, I mean, this was years in the making, but they submitted it to the FDA for approval.
Yeah.
And a couple of days before it was made public that the FDA approval wasn't going ahead, Martha sold all of her shares.
Yes, she did. Now,
She had about $250,000 worth of shares. At the time, they were worth about 50 grand more than what she'd bought them for.
Yep.
So she was sitting at a profit of about $50-something thousand.
basically, selling her shares meant when she did, she managed to avoid a loss of $45,673.
Yeah.
So
Nothing
which,
crazy.
I mean, for a billionaire, which she is at this point,
Yep.
that's literally coins in a couch.
It's chump change.
That is so that's your back pocket money.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
No. She'd probably spend that on flowers in a month.
Yeah, she held 3,928 shares in the company.
Mm.
And yeah, so selling them all at that point saved her $45,673.
So just keep that in mind.
keep that in mind.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So the FDA, this is in December of 2001, the FDA announces that the Erbitux denial and, you know, the stock obviously went down drastically because everybody was pinning their hopes on this one drug that the company was selling. So then when I think the FBI was sort of looking into it because they noticed. So what they noticed in the lead up to this announcement was there was a huge amount of trading on the ImClone stock.
Yeah.
And when they say trading, it was a lot of people were selling. So the FBI actually and the US Securities Exchange, they were all looking into what had happened in those preceding days.
Yeah.
And what they found was there was a list of, I think it was like 17 people. It ended up, I think by the time they went to court, it was 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it was really only Sam and Harlan, his brother.
Yeah.
In the end, there was any
And Martha then. So it was 3, was it?
Yeah. Well, but she was convicted of something separate to that though.
Yeah, but the reason they looked
at
into her was
Yeah.
because she'd sold her shares 2 days before
Yeah.
this announcement was made.
Yeah.
You know, to the profit of 50 grand. Like,
Well, not profit, but she didn't lose that. She stopped.
no, it was to the profit. She bought them for 250,000, sold it for 300,000.
No, because she when she bought them at $75 a share, or they went up to $75 a share, and she sold them at $63 a share.
Oh, okay.
So I think she did have a loss, but she could have lost if she'd sold a date if she'd waited, if she'd
She
sold
would
them
have
with
lost it
everyone
all.
else,
Yeah.
like which it dropped 16% the following day.
Yeah.
If she'd sold them then, when she found
It would have
out,
been the
oh, it's not being
43,000
FDA approved.
loss.
Oh, now we'll sell. She would have lost $45,000. 40, yeah. So it was dropping, but hadn't dropped completely.
Yeah, right.
Right, but the end of that day on the 27th of December, they dropped to $60, which is what they talk about in terms of like that. She said that her and Peter had a deal that if it dropped to $60 a share, then they'd sell. But did they have that conversation or not?
Yeah, it's also
Because it
really
had dropped to $60 previously and they hadn't sold.
Exactly.
So as much as it had been $75 building up to this, it had previously to this fluctuated around that $60 mark.
As shares do.
As they do, yes. So, yeah.
And they hadn't sold then. So the US Attorney's Office contacted Martha's attorneys to be interviewed about this because they obviously noted that she was one of the people who sold their shares in those preceding days.
Yeah.
Her attorneys advised her to answer truthfully, and if she didn't remember something, to say either I do not remember or I do not recall.
Yeah.
And so, well, this is where things get a little tetchy.
Yeah.
What-
Frustrated them.
Very much so, because they would ask her questions that they knew the answer to, and
Yeah.
she would say, "I do not recall, I don't remember,"
Yeah.
and what they felt like she was
That she
obstructing the course
Yeah.
of justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in June of 2002, we find out that, we as the public find out that Martha's being investigated for this. And my God, does the shit hit the fan immediately. So Martha Stewart, America's golden woman.
Everywhere.
She's everywhere. Everyone loves her. She's the woman that so many American and international women want to be.
Yeah.
It's somebody we aspire to but could never achieve because, seriously.
God. No, don't have time.
The media turn on her
Yeah.
in an instant. She's labelled as a liar, a cheat,
Messy
a fraudster.
Martha.
Yes.
Was one of the
I
headlines.
love it. And they're like, they even, poke fun at her appearance. They say she's, look how terrible she looks now. She's put on 250 pounds. I'm like,
What?
She hasn't doubled her weight overnight. Like,
God.
It's absolutely mental.
I absolutely love one of the TV shows that she got absolutely caned for afterwards too.
Yeah.
So this is fairly early days in all this that she's been looked at, and she's still doing her normal stuff that she's been booked for to go in and do this show she's making this salad, and this woman's interviewing, and she had been told prior to this going, look, they're going to bring it up, you need to be prepared that they're going to ask you questions about what's going on.
It
was everywhere. Of course they're going to ask you. So she had been told this by her people to be prepared, and she's busily making her salad and answering some questions, but the interviewer, she kept really pushing on this stuff about what was going on with the FBI and why she was being investigated, and she was like, she got so irritated that she's like, I just want to focus on my salad.
I just want to make my salad. But look, in that interview though, I can understand that because I felt like her response when that interviewer first asked her was good. She said, I can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
It's still being investigated.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll all be cleared up
all
soon, but it's
sorted
a big misunderstanding. But I can't really talk about specific details.
It's completely fair.
Completely fair.
But she
and then
keeps
this woman
pushing
keeps pushing her, and she's like, I just want to make my salad.
want to make my salad.
Well, then that became the headline everywhere, didn't it?
All the late night shows all grabbed that one and used it. I loved it.
And that really did, it was an absolute turning point for her.
Yeah, yeah.
I find the next bit really friggin' uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the US District Attorney, Jim Comey. He comes and does a press conference. So they're the ones who have now decided to charge Martha in relation to, well, at the time they thought it would be an insider trading charge, and then they were talking about obstruction of justice and lying to the FBI and the SEC. It was all a bit, even he wasn't fully clear, to be honest, in that first media press conference thing.
Yeah.
He says, he's like, lying to the FBI is a very serious offence. And one of the journalists asked him, if it wasn't Martha, would you be doing this? And he said, well, absolutely. It's not because it's Martha that we're pursuing this. It's because she's done wrong. Now, how many fucking people have lied to the FBI who don't have a criminal charge brought against them?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she was just, I get it. She was probably being obstructive in not answering questions, but she had every right to not answer those questions.
Yeah, that's right. I would have thought.
Well, that's not one of the things that... Well, no, they did bring that charge against her, so maybe she to...
Because, well, they do question... I mean, so the whole thing that went down, though, is that there was Peter... Oh, God, I can't guess... What's his surname?
Bakanovich.
Yeah. So Peter Bakanovich and then his assistant, Douglas Thaniel. So the two of them, basically, they couldn't really get their story straight.
Yeah.
So, and look, Douglas did come out. He open, honest. He was the guy who did it all. He was just following instructions according to him. And so he was very honest with the FBI.
Yeah.
So whereas Peter and Martha had this whole line of, well, I told, Peter that we would, sell the stock if it hit $60, which then, Douglas has come out going, no, I was never told that. I was just told, directed by Peter, to sell the stock because they'd been told it wasn't going to get FDA approved, so sell the stock. Yeah. So he did what he said. So therefore, they've got her on the fact that she's lying because he specifically says that there was no conversation of that. The one that really gets her though in the court is her best friend.
This is so friggin' sad.
It is really. Mariana Pasternak.
Yeah.
So whilst this is going on, so while this whole situation of whether it's going to get FDA approval and everything is going on, it's December 27th and they are on holidays on a yacht somewhere, having their time.
One of the first calls that they took was they were on a private, so they were on Martha's, she didn't own a private plane. In fact, I think it was actually her boyfriend. What's his name? Microsoft guy.
What's his name?
Simone,
Charles.
Yes. They were on his private jet and they were making their way down to Mexico.
Yes.
And they had to stop to refuel, I think, in Arizona or something like that. And while she was on the ground in Arizona, she decided to call because she said, I was the CEO of a big company. I had to check in all the time, even when I was on holidays. And Mariana was there when she checked in. And part of this check-in was, according to Mariana, a phone call with Peter Bakanovich. And she says that Martha said in that phone call, after that phone call with him, isn't it nice to have brokers who tell you those things?
Yeah.
And that is what she testified in court.
Now those two aren't friends no more.
Oh, no, she said, Mariana actually says that she saw Martha's eyes change and she knew in the court and she knew that that's it. Their friendship was done over. Forever. Well, yeah, absolutely. You've really fucking fucked her over because then she later recants.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not joking. Years and years and years later, she says she admitted to say that she wasn't entirely sure if that's what she heard or whether that's just what she was thinking in the moment. This is well after she'd gone to prison and been released from prison.
So, okay, I don't know what's worse in this, but is she saying that because she now knows that it pissed Martha off? Because that's so bullshit. Or has she realised that, oh no, that really didn't get said?
I don't know.
What a dick.
What a dick. Why would you come out and publicly say that?
I'm sorry, but I would lie for you.
Yeah.
I would lie for you.
Seriously. It's not okay.
No, that's not a bestie.
It's not a bestie. I mean, look, what Martha said actually, and this is completely fair. She said, I don't expect people to lie in court, and it's not an expectation. If you're subpoenaed and you have to testify, your best friend shouldn't expect you to perjure yourself.
But how would the FBI or whoever's investigating this know to ask the question for you to give that information?
Exactly.
Like, you're only lying if they've asked that question.
That's right.
You've just that to me is someone's volunteered information.
Yeah.
You don't answer anything you haven't been asked.
You actually now we're going to ask you this in court now, you dickhead.
Yeah, this is now your testimony.
Yeah. And she maybe couldn't back down from it. I don't know.
The answer is always, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't recall.
I don't recall. Yep.
Oh, I got all for $45,000. Anyway.
Douglas Faneuil, though, he describes, he came out and, absolutely berated Martha after this because he hated her. Absolutely hated her.
He was awful to her.
He says, I've never been treated more rudely by a stranger on the phone, because he didn't really know her. He didn't have the regular contact with her.
He was
like
the
Peter
underling
did.
in this
That's
situation.
right.
Peter was the person that was, he was the intelligent stockbroker.
Yeah.
Douglas was the assistant, kind of thing, that he got treated that way, which is awful.
Yeah.
No one deserves to get treated like that.
He says she actually hung up on me and had the nerve to mention layoffs in her anger, basically saying, you're going to get fired if you do this or say this.
I think you're all going to jail.
Yeah. Well, he actually did get a fine, Daniel.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, $2,000 I think it was, something like that.
Yep.
Peter,
and he was just following instructions from his employer.
But then he also struggled to find another job. After that. So it was a very impactful situation for a very young, aspiring stockbroker.
For sure. So with all this though too, Martha's own company obviously had impact as well, and that was part of what the charges ended up being.
Yeah.
Where that she was basically not lying, I guess, is part of it, but falsely, presenting things to her own stock shareholders.
Yeah.
So she did lose about 145 million in her shares of her company.
Yeah.
So it did impact. I mean, but out of $1 billion company, it's still a bit of a drop in the ocean. Still, I guess. So not a hell of a lot. So yeah, there was ultimately there was the two charges of the lying to the FBI and then the lying in and falsifying things for her shareholders.
Yeah, so the official things were providing a false statement and obstruction of justice. The clincher that they got her on, though, for the lying part and the obstruction of justice, I guess this kind of pertains to both, but she actually said to the FBI she did not recall being informed that the Waxels were selling their ImClone stock. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you don't remember having a conversation about whether, you would remember if you didn't have it and you'd remember if you did have it. Yeah. But you can't say, I don't recall.
No.
You either had it or you didn't. And I think that's really kind of what they got her on.
Got her on, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
She was sentenced to 5 months in, she calls it camp.
She didn't call it camp.
She called it camp.
Did she?
Yeah, and if she didn't call it camp, instead of jail, she called it Yale.
Yale? I thought the media named it Cupcake Camp or something.
It is called that. That's what they call it. As in the people who live there, the inmates. They call it Camp Cupcake because it is it's minimum security prison. And so it's a bit of a walk in the park.
Federal prison.
Still a federal prison. So yeah, but she would refer to it as when I was at camp, rather than saying when I was in prison.
That is so funny. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to. I mean, everybody knows you went to jail, Martha.
Yeah, no, Yale.
Sorry, Yale, Martha. Jeez, man.
I just love that.
But she did a lot there when she was there.
Oh,
she,
absolutely.
She started programs. She taught a lot of the women how to garden and tend to. I mean, they had not a lot of resources. Much to Martha's absolute disgust.
They didn't
even have fertilizer for the garden. But she helped set up a gardening program. She helped to teach them to cook and plan parties and meals and do things.
Just imagine.
Like Martha Stewart prison. Oh, that's a good idea for that's a really good idea for a magazine.
Absolutely. Book, come on.
Book. Why not go all out?
Go all out.
Yeah. So she, I think she did her best in the 5 months. She was then, was it another 5 months at home?
Yeah, under house arrest.
Under house arrest with a ankle bracelet on.
Yeah.
She loved that thing. She'd flash it to the media as they would take photos of her. So, she kind of played along with it, I guess.
She did. By that point, I think she was pretty comfortable with it all, that's what was going on. I think, what she... So I remember when she was about to go to prison, there was one interview where she said, it'll be fine. It's fine. Many good people have been to prison. Look at Nelson Mandela.
She did say that the food was atrocious. There was nothing
bet.
nutritious to eat.
No.
Nothing. That all just tasted so bland.
Oh, this is the other one.
Oh, yeah, go.
The camp is like an old-fashioned college campus, just without freedom.
Oh, she's gold. That woman is gold.
Oh God! So in 2004, though, the biggest selling Halloween costume in America was a Martha Stewart costume of her in like the the
prison
orange jumpsuit.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so good. See, she still had influence.
Oh, this is it. And look, when was released, I mean, none of her companies really hit. They went jumping off it. You know, again, they took off and came back. It wasn't
She's
like
still going to this day. They're all still going to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's a convicted felon, though, she can no longer sit on the board of a company. So she's
Yeah.
no longer the CEO of any of her companies or their subsidiaries.
Yeah.
But she certainly still has involvement day to day. And as you said, she's, you know, well into her, well, she's in her 80s now.
Yeah.
Still has daily input into everything
Absolutely.
that goes on. I mean, if something's going out under your name, I kind of get wanting to have full control. But
for
how
sure.
she has the wherewithal to keep it all going, I just don't even know.
Well, I mean, at the age of 81 and doing a swimsuit Sports Illustrated edition
Well,
on the cover.
wasn't she? But fucking gorgeous.
Unbelievable. She looked amazing.
And, like, does that just make everybody else at that age feel like shit?
Oh,
But then
it
she's
makes
been
me
doing
feel like shit.
Yeah, but then she's been doing that her whole life. Like,
Yeah.
you know, nothing that anyone could do would come near to what she did. Even, I remember in one of the documentaries I watched, she was arranging strawberries in a basket, and even that looked amazing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No, I mean, God, I'd make that look shit. I
Yeah.
could definitely make that look shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and she just
had the
touched it and
Midas
it just,
touch. Yeah.
it's gold.
She was incredible.
Oh, absolutely incredible.
Just before she went into prison, actually, I think this was in the same interview that you were just referring to before.
Yeah.
They said to her, "How do you prepare to go into prison?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "I don't know. You go to the dentist, you go to the gynecologist, you get your body and mind in the best shape." And the interviewer was like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Well, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Move on." So I'm like, cool.
There was
Okay.
the Barbara Walters interview too, where she said to her, what are you preparing, for jail and things, and what about strip searches? And Martha went, "Oh, I think you should educate yourself.
Yeah.
There won't be strip searches."
Yeah.
And then Barbara Walters went, "You might want to look into that because I believe
I
there
think
will
you
be."
might find- and then she says in one of her diary entries, which has been since been
Yes.
released, she said when she walked into prison, in her diary, so she went into prison on Friday the 8th of October in 2004, and in her diary she wrote, she wrote, "Pearls okay, no contact." So she was allowed to wear her pearls in
Pearls
at
okay.
camp at Yale. Squat, arms out, cough. She had to be stripped to naked. Squat, arms
Squat.
out, cough. When she was in prison, her
Hold
boyfriend
on like
Charles...
a tuck.
Oh, Martha. Her boyfriend Charles did not contact her throughout her trial or when she was in prison. She wrote him letters and he never responded until one day he did contact her and let her know that he was... Actually, no, sorry. This was after she'd been released from prison. When she was released from prison, he did send his private jet to get her back home.
Yes. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Yep.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yep.
They were then overseas on a holiday. I'm guessing Martha probably just needed a bit of a break once she was off house arrest. Mm-hmm. And they were in bed together in a hotel in Paris, I think she said. And he basically rolled over to her and said, "Well, I'm getting married and her parents don't ever want me to see you again." And that was it. She's never seen him again.
Oh my God.
But she didn't even know he had somebody he was so serious with that he was about to marry. Like, weird relationship. They were together for 15 years, according to Martha.
Yeah.
And as you referred to this before, she said it was her second divorce.
Yeah,
It
she
was
calls that a
loss
second
of her
divorce.
life.
Like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane.
Tell me about the plane.
So the plane, he did collect her and had the private plane bring her home. And she gets off the plane and what is she wearing?
Oh, yes, this is
The
actual
poncho.
gold. The poncho.
Which one of her very close friends turned to her and went, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Isn't it amazing? It's just gorgeous." So turns out her poncho that she was wearing was made by one of her fellow inmates
Yes.
and who had learnt how to crochet whilst they were together. And she made her this poncho to leave in, and she wore it. She, fully embraced this, what this person had. Because, I mean, I think this is where I go, I love her and I hate her. Like,
I know.
I love it. She really helped this woman, who had nothing. She'd obviously, done something in her life that had put her in that position. And Martha helped her out and taught her a skill. And because one of her big sayings is learn something new every day. Mm-hmm. And that was her plan while she was in prison too, that she would learn something new every day. And she was helping others learn something new. Amazing. Wow. Great
Good use of her
Martha.
time. Yep.
But that poncho was so incredibly popular. The yarn company got hold of the pattern for it and put it on their website and sold it as the Martha poncho as she exited the plane. It was the most downloaded pattern that they had ever had in their entire history.
I really hope that inmate got some royalties or something.
I hope so. I couldn't find any more about it in terms of that.
I'd hope Martha would do that.
Would she though?
I don't know.
This is the thing. I don't know. If
She's
there's a
such
penny
a
to make.
contradiction. I don't know. It's so bizarre.
She is.
In April of 2019, actually, this is getting a little bit ahead. Should we talk? I think now's the time that we need to talk about Martha.
It is
and
time.
Snoop. The most unlikely pairing of people probably to ever exist.
I love this pairing. They are the greatest besties. I think it's awesome.
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
How did they meet?
Oh my God. It is just...
No, do you know how they met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's are we talking about the
Bieber roast?
The roast. Oh, this is actually so funny.
Have you seen the Bieber roast?
It is actually amazing. So
if you have not seen it, Google it.
The shit that comes out of that woman's mouth is gold.
It is so good.
It's really good.
I love how she explains to make a shiv.
Yeah, she's like, I got the end of my comb and anyway, it's really good.
So good.
But she like hangs shit on everyone. She said when they asked her to do the roast, she didn't realize that she'd be roasted too. So she was the butt of many a joke that night, but she took it all in her stride.
She did.
She didn't care. She laughed along with it. It was great. But she was sitting next to Snoop Dogg that night.
So she said for 2 days straight, they rehearsed on the first day. Okay. So she sat with him that day as well, and then followed the 2 days for the second day, then for the actual filming. Obviously, again, sitting next to him. She goes, 2 days of taking in secondhand smoke from his marijuana smoking. I love it.
She's like, I was so high. Apparently he just smokes blunts all day.
All day long.
On a day when he's doing something like that, he can smoke up to 25 blunts a day.
Well, it probably takes that much for it to actually hit the sides,
it's like an alcoholic. It must be. Like, you just need more and more to have an effect, but not for Martha.
No.
Although Martha she's
she
very
holds
adamant.
herself together.
Oh, she absolutely does. But she's absolutely adamant that she has never smoked pot.
No, just secondhand.
Secondhand.
Maybe a gummy here and there. She would totally do gummies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, she has her own company now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, what doesn't she have a company doing?
Totally.
Seriously. But anyway, so they became really good friends and in a really short amount of time, and they spent a huge amount of time together. They realised that they have
so much in common.
I know. It's so funny. It's just so unlikely.
That they love teaching people things. Yeah. And because I've always loved Snoop. I think he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loves cooking brownies mainly.
Yeah. Green brownies, of course. I think in one of the cooking shows they did together, that was the first recipe.
Yeah, that was the first one they did was doing brownies.
Yep. I do love me a bit of Snoop.
Oh, it's just good. I want to say he's wholesome, but it's so like contradiction that he's not, but he is.
I know, but I do get what you're saying.
Yeah?
Like he's good people.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, I just having like Starsky and Hutch. Another great movie. Go check that one out.
Yeah.
Snoop's in. He does that so good.
Oh, he is so good. He is so good. And he just kind of roll. I mean, I guess if you're that stoned all the time, you're just rolling, going with the flow and really easy going. And I think that would probably suit Martha's personality to a T.
They just hit it off.
They go everywhere together. They
do.
travel together. They went to the MTV Music Awards together.
Mm-hmm.
They've been all around the world doing all different things for both of their careers. They've started businesses together.
Yeah.
They're really in each other's lives. And this has been going on since, 2015, I think? they met, something like that. So what are we talking? 10 years now.
Oh, it's insane.
And they're really just fully ingrained in each other's lives.
Yeah.
To this day.
And look, Martha's advice kept Justin Bieber out of jail too. So
Well, that's
win-win.
true. I don't think Justin would have done as well as Martha in prison, let's face it.
Oh, God, no. It's very pretty.
Wouldn't have thrived in the same way.
No, I don't think so.
I think Martha
She wouldn't be sitting in the corner crocheting with people.
No, and also Martha's a bit of an alpha dog at the best of times.
Oh, can you imagine? She would definitely have established dominance very quickly. Yeah. For sure.
Most important thing when you go to prison.
Absolutely. I still let my kids all the time.
Established dominance early. There's only one of your kids needs.
It's only one that I worry about. We both know which one for both of us, really, don't we?
Now, I want to know what you think of Martha's conviction and sentencing.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, look, I do think they went after her and wanted someone to be held accountable for that and something very public.
Yeah.
I don't know that it needed to be that. But, I mean, she did the wrong thing. But as we said, for $45,000 out of billions of dollars that she's worth, I think there was other things they could have been spending their time,
for sure,
looking at. So I don't really think that. Look, as much as I love what it brought to us as a society and what it's brought to us afterwards, how she and the way she has come out of it the other side is incredible. I think it changed her as a person.
She says that
because I look at it from her relationship with her daughter.
Yep.
So it was her relationship with her daughter is very interesting. Fairly it's never been great in the past. Whereas I think because Martha's softened through going to prison, which is not too many people could say that.
No, it generally has the opposite effect.
That I think it's actually built a better relationship with her daughter because she can have fun about herself.
Yeah.
And so therefore I think it's embraced her daughter more.
Yeah.
Because have you watched any of her daughter's stuff that she's done?
I have. Her daughter is a what's the word? She is a
shock jock.
An entity unto herself.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously grown up in the shadows of her mum, but she's a very interesting character.
Yeah, yeah.
She looks a lot like Martha.
She definitely looks like Martha, and stunning. She's but they've been described as the female Howard Stern.
Yeah.
In the work that she does, she's done some radio shows and TV shows, and you can YouTube them and look at her stuff. And I love the ones that she's done with Martha in terms that she does a series called Whatever Martha with Alexis and Jennifer, which is her co-host. And they're pretty hilarious. They take the piss out of old episodes of Martha Stewart Living, which is there was one I was watching where where she's making s'mores. And they were like, oh, s'mores, yum. She's going to show us how to make the s'mores. No, she shows them how to whittle the stick to put the marshmallow on. And it's just they're like, what the hell is she doing now? And it's just gorgeous the way that Alexis can take the piss out of her mum. And, there is a couple of episodes where Martha joins in on this too.
Okay.
And so she can take the piss out of herself.
Yeah.
It's good. Whereas I think in the past she could have done that.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's been good for her. I don't know whether it needed to happen.
I don't think so. I think I read somewhere that she paid the bitch tax. And I think
that's
she
fair.
did. I think she was being obstructive for the sake of being obstructive in some ways. I don't think whether she knew or didn't know, to the financial benefit didn't. But the financial benefit to her, whether she did it or didn't do it, would have made zero difference to her life.
Yeah.
So I find that kind of a bit why would she even care? Why would she risk it?
Yeah, I know. I think in stupidity, she's done the whole offload it then if that's what's going to happen, sell
and
it.
not thought about the consequences.
The actual consequences of that, thinking
but I also don't think that anyone else who had have come up against this would never have gone to court. They've asked federal prosecutors, subsequently, and they've given Martha's case to them, de-identified, to young and up-and-coming USDAs who don't really know a huge amount about this.
Yeah.
Not one of them has said that they would prosecute her.
No.
There's nothing there to
There's
prosecute.
nothing there.
It's not worth their time.
No, I think they should have
she
been
went
spending
to
time
prison
on other
because she's
things.
Martha Stewart, and they could make a mockery out of her. I don't know. I think it's so unfair.
Yeah.
But then, as you said, it really did change her life, and it changed her life in a lot of ways. So much so that she ended up having to sell her media empire because she couldn't, as we said before, couldn't be the CEO. She could no longer run things the way that she wanted to. So she made the decision to sell in 2019.
Yeah.
She sold it for $175 million, which was a lot less than what it
was worth
really
$1 million originally.
Exactly.
I mean, to this day, I think she's worth about 400 mil.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
more, I think. But still, like,
Yeah.
you know, at one point she was a billionaire.
A billionaire. So, yeah, she's definitely less than she was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd take 400 mil.
Yeah, I would. Oh, look, I wouldn't sneeze at it.
Okay. One of my all-time favourite quotes of hers, though,
Please.
is that if you want to be happy for a year, get married. If you want to be happy for a decade, get a dog. If you want to be happy for a lifetime, plant a garden.
No, not you.
No. God, I would not
Don't
be happy.
you take that advice.
No,
God.
but I just love it. If you want to be for a year, get married. That's only going to last for a year, that happiness.
She's not really wrong.
I know. The more I listen to it, I'm like, there's something in that.
Yeah.
But the garden thing, oh God, I could murder that.
Yeah, maybe if you wanted to be happy for... how long does a plant last without being cared for?
A couple of days in my house. I bought 2 plants on the weekend, by the way. Oh, my
Oh, I'm going to have to come over.
Yeah,
and sort
you
it
are.
out.
Because one of them I'm going to have to repot.
Oh, my God.
Not yet, apparently.
I'll come and have a look.
You're going to have to.
Okay. All right. Well, what have we...
The other thing I just want to say is jump on her Instagram.
Oh.
She loves to post a thirst trap.
Oh, and thirst traps galore, but
Yeah.
also like fucking amazing content.
She's all over
does
it.
The outfit of the day.
Yeah, and TikTok too. She's all over that too.
Outfit of the day on TikTok.
Yeah.
She has some amazing clothes.
Oh.
She's in her 80s. She could pass
Oh.
for a late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, 50s.
Oh, I don't think 50s.
I'm going to give it to her.
Her eyes, she needs like something done to her
All right,
eyes. But still, she's doing very, very well for herself.
Bloody oath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go Martha.
Love her, hate her.
I might need to get
She
some
is
of her
who she
CDB
is.
gummies, I reckon.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Good on you, Martha.
Love it. What a great episode for episode 50.
I know.
We've had fun.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a nice light one, which is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Love
Let us know what you think. I'd love to know what everyone else thinks of Martha Stewart. And
Yeah.
for those that at what age bracket does Martha drop off being known?
Oh.
I wonder if I asked my 23, 24-year-old cousin,
Yeah.
do you know who Martha Stewart is? I'll have to ask her and see whether she
I think
knows
she
who
would
she
because
is.
it's Snoop Dogg.
Snoop. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe because of Snoop. Because, that
Yeah.
was one of the things they both say. Snoop's introduced a whole new audience to Martha and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So people who would never have followed Snoop before now do.
Yeah.
And people who would never have followed Martha before now do.
Love her cooking tips.
Yeah.
Those brownies.
So it's a really mutually beneficial friendship.
Absolutely.
Love that for them.
Besties.
Yeah. All right. Now, next week we are covering the Susan Powell case. So we're going back. We're up here. We're going back down.
Right down to that one where it involves children and
into a really tough one.
Oh, yes.
So please join us again next week. Thank you to everybody for joining us for our 50th episode. Go us.
Yay, go him.
Yay. All right.
Stay curious, crime besties.
Bye.
Can't believe I said that 50 times now.
Yay. Woo. Bye.
Bye.